okay, I'm in sales and I cold call and I struggle with consistency. What should I do? These are sales lessons from Michelangelo's David. So when I was training my team last week, one of my callers asked me, they're like, hey, what do I do when I get in a slump? Like, how should I get out of it? I get really down on myself. And what I asked him was, well, how do you know when you're good? How do you know when you're in a slump versus when you're not in a slump? And he says what every salesperson says, which is when I get results, when I get calls, when I get sales, when I make money, whatever it is. And I've always thought this was a losing strategy because let's say you make $10,000 one week, you always feel like you're a failure unless you make $10,000 the next week. Like you're constantly insecure. The victory lasts like 10 seconds, then you go right back to the grind. And you're always like, when you get appointments, you're a good person. When you don't get appointments, you're a bad person. I used to work for my mom, and it was like my self worth and my value as a son was very connected to my sales performance. I've always thought this is a losing strategy because our business, we October, November, December were always bad, and the other seasons were always like May was always really good. So um, when I was closing 100,000 plus a month before I started the business, my sales trainer Cody Morris, shout out Cody Morris, his job was fundamentally to tell me I was good at sales when I lost confidence. He didn't actually give me really any advice because I was already really good, and he's like, just keep at it. He's like, sales are lumpy. You know what you're doing. Don't worry. You're gonna be fine. And I really believe that good is in the actions you take every day, but also in the way you take those actions. So I always loved the statue of Michelangelo's David. I really liked it when I was in 10th grade in middle, or no, yeah, when I was in middle school. They showed me like Michelangelo's David, and I was like, oh, cool. I kind of look like that. So I found out like my family is descended, but I mean, he had a lot of kids, so who really knows? But like, why is the statue of King David so popular? So I went to Florence about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, and I went and saw Michelangelo's David live in person. And I also looked at other people looking at Michelangelo's David. And what I realized is just like the Mona Lisa, if you ever seen the Mona Lisa in the Louvre, like we're in Paris now, you look at the Mona Lisa, you don't know if she's looking at you or if she's not looking at you. It's almost like you don't know what's going on. A painting feels alive. So Michelangelo's David is the same thing because you don't know, like if you read the inscription next to it, the inscription, they're like, people didn't know when they looked at the statue, did he just win or is he getting ready to fight Goliath? And we don't know which one. We keep looking for clues, looking for clues, looking for clues, but we don't know. So we keep looking, but we also like that attitude, like that the way he looks in his posture, he's ready, but he's still relaxed, he's confident, but he's not like arrogant. Like, can you be the same person before you fight and after you win? And for me, like, this is one of the biggest tests in life. Like, can you be you with $10 million, right? Can you be you when you're broke? Can you be you? Can you be your best all the time? Can you fight for God? Because that's really what King David is neoclassical idealistic work. It's this idea that human beings through their actions are striving for the divine. So can you reflect God's path of the soul striving for heaven by the way you face life? And like this is there's a story in this book, I think it's The Way of the Superior Man. So the guy gets like $1 million, and he goes home and he tells his wife, he's like, honey, I have $1 million. We're never going to need to worry about money again. I made $1 million this week. The deal we were waiting on, we are good. We are financially free. We have investments. We're never going to have to work again. I'm still going to keep working, but never have to work again. And you know what the wife says? She's like, did you bring the milk? And he's like, what are you talking about the milk? We made it. And she's like, yeah, but you said you would pick up milk on the way home. And what is she doing? She wants to see that he's the same man. And that's like when you're in a slump, you have to be the same. You have to be the same whether you're winning. You have to be the same whether you're losing. Donald Trump said the same thing. I read Ivanka Trump's book. In Ivanka Trump's book, she's like, can we just have casual Fridays? Can we just like relax? And Trump would tell her, you know, when the business is good, they come into my office with Hawaiian shirts and crazy watches and all this stuff. And then when business is bad, they're back to the black and blue suits. And he's like, we wear the suits all the time. So that whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether we just lost a huge defeat, whether we just won a huge victory, we always show up the same way. If you can do that, if you can eat right, you can exercise, you can do your best every single day, you will never need to worry about the slumps. They're going to come, they're going to go. There's so many things in sales that we can't control. But if you can control your inputs and your attitude, you're going to do really well. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.